Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting the thumbs up button for me. Very much appreciate the thumbs ups, and drop your comments. Definitely want to hear your thoughts about this game. I may have a slightly different take than what most people might be feeling right now. To me, the sky's not falling. It's not the end of the world. Does it suck that we lost to the Nets again? I think it's 9 in a row. I don't think we've beaten the Nets in the Tom Thibodeau era. Do all those things hurt? Does it sting? Does the in-town rivalry does it make it a little bit more difficult to swallow this loss? Yes, absolutely, all of that. However, this loss to the Nets today should not undo all the good that has happened recently for the Knicks, that the Knicks have created recently. You know, beating the Cavs and then beating Boston in Boston. Those two things cannot be downplayed. We cannot forget that the same team did that. They just didn't have it today. As you can see down below, there's a quote from Randall after the game. We weren't ready. The question is, but why? Why weren't you ready for today's game? This was an important game in terms of the psychology of might happen in the future. We might end up having to play the Nets in the playoffs in the future this year. So it would have been nice to have gotten this win today, especially without KD playing. Kyrie played out of his mind in that fourth quarter. I think he got 20 points, scored 20 points in that fourth quarter by himself pretty much. But today was an interesting example of how two different styles of play, even if you execute them both very well, one will clearly win most of the time. So let's get to it. Knicks lost 122-115. Now, this is the final kind of doesn't tell you what the story of this game was. Knicks were once down by 19 at one point, and they battled back to cut the lead down to 3 with only 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in the game. So it was 108-105 with 3:07 left in this game. The Knicks were not able to pull it out. They weren't able to get over the hump, and a lot of it was because of tremendous shooting by Kyrie Irving at the end. Now, if you've listened, if you had to unfortunately punish yourself and listen to the post game on ABC, I kept calling it ESPN, but it turns out it was on ABC. But ABC and ESPN are the same thing right now. Basically, you know, their whole brilliant analysis came down to Knicks don't have a superstar. That astute analysis is garbage. It's trash. Of course, we all know that. We know what happened. That's nothing to do with this. That's nothing to do with this. The Knicks did not execute their defensive scheme in the first half. Lackadaisical defense in the first half is what cost them this game. And yet, the Knicks got back in it. And on a night when Julius Randle, who has been balling out lately, just wasn't the same guy today. So, in that respect, that's not the reason why we lost. We lost because the team didn't execute well. That's why. And here, this is a tweet from Shwinny Poo. Knicks lost this game in the first half with individual laziness on D and a meandering and ponderous offensive approach. Sims is going through a trial by fire, and there are lapses, but I was impressed with him tonight. IQ is a stud. Not worried about Grimes. The threes will fall. I agree basically with all of this stuff, and I'm not worried about Grimes. I'm not worried about him, but he's going to have to start hitting those threes, hitting the big shots. That's what his job is. His job is to hit three-pointers out there. Of course, his job is to defend, which he does, but he's got to hit the shots when he's open. Now, I think the Knicks have to do a better job at getting him the ball so he has enough time to get off a good look. Often it's a shot clock, a buzzer beater, and he's rushing himself. Sometimes he is rushing unnecessarily. Even Doris Burke pointed it out in the broadcast. He is rushing it. And he's also rushing sometimes his decision to attack the hoop. You know, he's doing it a little too quickly. He's sometimes a little out of control. And we saw some turnovers. We saw some misplays at that. IQ, well, you know, this is the place. This is the place that just loves Emmanuel Quickly. I love his game, and today he proved it. He was subbed out with 1:46 left in the game for RJ to come back in. And I think there's a lot of out there, I mean like Knicks Twitter and stuff, discussion about, oh, that was a mistake. We shouldn't have done that. To be honest with you, I think the mistake was subbing IQ out for RJ, but it should have been subbing Brunson out for RJ. I would have let IQ run that offense at the end. Brunson, despite his very good offensive numbers today, was consistently burned on defense. Consistently out of position. Does he get you those offensive foul calls here and there? Yes, he does. But in the end, it's not enough. I mean, he was atrocious defensively, and I haven't heard anyone even point that out. He got burned numerous times today, and it compromises the entire defense when that happens. So in a tight game, and I've been saying this before, and I know you guys are going to push back on me. However, the correct strategy, in my opinion, especially here tonight, should have been on defense to have IQ, RJ, Grimes, Randall, and Sims on the court tonight. Tonight, that should have been what they should have done for the final minute and a half or so. But we're not there. Obviously, Thibodeau's not ever going to really do that. We'll see. It's possible. But I want to show you something else here. Oh, wait, before we get to that. Knicks Muse tweeted this out. Andre Barrett today, 24 points on 56% field goal shooting, 6 rebounds, only 2 assists, but they were nice. And he shot 60% from the three-point line. Now here are the overview stats, but I'm going to go through each stat quarter by quarter to show you guys something. But here you can see, look at this. I want you to look at something here. Look at everyone was in double-digit minutes, right? Everybody, double-digit minutes. Here, let's go here. And the same for the Nets as well. Nets went 10 deep, and we only went 9 deep. But double-digit minutes. So look how many minutes Randall played, 38. Grimes played 38. That's getting up there. Brunson, 37. That's a lot of minutes. For those guys. As you see, Brunson did have an excellent offensive shooting line. Didn't hit a three-pointer, though. 0 for 2. 10 of 19 overall. 3 rebounds and 4 dimes for 26 points. RJ, 24 points on 9 of 16. Tremendously efficient game for him. And even 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Randall just didn't have it from the three-point line today. When I saw him take that first three-point shot in the very first shot of the game for him, and he didn't make it, I grimaced. I was like, oh, I feel like this might be one of them nights, one of them days. And it turned out to be. He did finish with a double-double, 19 points and 10 rebounds, and had 8 assists. So even though he wasn't hitting from the three-point line, he was picking up some nice assists. Offensively, he ended up playing well. I mean, we scored 115 points. That should be enough to win in the NBA. Should be enough to win. And we shot 51.1% overall. But the key stat here is, there's 2 key stats. Only 19 assists for the Knicks again, which is what they've been averaging the past 10 games. So we're down below 20 assists per game. Now, that is got to change. That just we cannot stay down there. We can't win consistently, especially against good teams, if we're averaging under 20 assists a game. Now we need to, I prefer 25, 26, around in that zone. We had gotten off to a good start earlier in the season, but we have dwindled down since then, unfortunately. If you look at the bench, other than Emmanuel Quickly, who shot 6 of 11, 4 of 7 from the three-point line. He was outstanding today offensively and defensively as well. He was good. 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 16 points for him. Deuce, 1 of 5 in 11 minutes. He missed his 1 three-point attempt, though he did make a buzzer beater that he just was like a half second too late, and or I think it was the end of the first quarter. They took that one away. That would have been nice to have had it. We had it. This could have been a very different game. It could have been very different. He finished with only 2 points in 11 minutes. Isaiah Hartenstein, the floater game has suddenly returned. Hadn't seen that in a while from him effectively. He finished 4 of 5. Only got 5 rebounds, though, in his 20 minutes. He did get 2 dimes for 8 points. Obi Toppin played the fewest amount of minutes of everybody, 10. And again, not featuring him, the entire offensive scheme when he's on the court, I think, in my opinion, should be focused around him, and because he's able to get buckets easier than anybody else, and he today struggled. He struggled even around the rim a little bit, but he made it one of his 2 field goal attempts he got credited for. No assists for him, 4 points. Let's move on to the plus-minus stats here. Now, reminder, I'm going to take you through this quarter by quarter, and then I have a take specifically about this game and why we lost this game specifically, other than the defense. Obviously, our defense was terrible in the first half. We tightened it up. We tightened it up in the second half, but in the first half, it was just rough. You can see the plus-minus. Randall finished a +6. Remember the other day against the Celtics, where he obviously was one of the main reasons, probably if not, I mean, not arguably, he was the main reason we won the Celtics game. In my opinion, I thought what IQ did when he came in to help spark the team to come back, because we were down. He's the one who actually sparked the team. We sparked us to get back into this game, and then Randall continued that. But tonight, Randall finished a +6, but he was like a -14 in the Celtics game. So here, he's a +6. Brunson was a +8. RJ was a -19. -19. But it's because he played often with the bench. And the bench was Toppin, McBride, Isaiah Hartenstein, all negative. Quickly, who did spend a lot of minutes, because those minutes when RJ wasn't out there with the first unit, it was IQ there with the first unit, and IQ finished with a +2 in the plus-minus. Get through this quicker here. You can see, how many double digits? Wow, we had 5 guys. 5 guys in double digits scoring, and so did the Nets. You can see Kyrie Irving, 5 of 12 from the three-point line, 12 of 27 overall for 32 points, 9 assists for him, and 6 rebounds. Excellent game for him. Nick Claxton, 13 points, 12 boards, can't hit a free throw for his life, but he can hit everything else. Doesn't miss inside. Let's see, what else? Look at the three-point shooting there. They put up 40 three-point attempts, connected on 22 of them for 55%. We only put up 28 field goal attempts. Okay? Look at the overall field goals. 87 for them. Well, let's get to this here. We'll do it here, this way. We had 88 attempts. They had 87. Free throw line. We got to the free throw line 5 more times, and we connected 7 more times. They missed 6 of their free throw attempts. We out-rebounded them by a +10. We even out-rebounded them on the offensive board by a +5. The assists, we lost. They had 31 assists because they kept moving the ball, and when the ball kept moving, they find the open guy. There was a killer possession where the ball kept swinging around. The Knicks were playing excellent defense, and they found Seth Curry in the right corner for the 3, the shot clock beater 3, and that was a killer, momentum killer at that moment. Steals were pretty even, blocks were pretty even. The total turnovers, we did have some bad turnovers, especially in that first half. We got it under control, and but we ended up with 11 turnovers. It was a -2 for us, but they got 12 points off the turnovers, and we only got 4. So there, in the points column there, we were a -8 in the turnovers. So our turnovers were more painful and costly for us. Fast break, we lost out on that. But look at points in the paint. We crushed them in the paint, 68-34. Fouls were pretty close to even. The lead, we did have a 1-point lead early in this game. In the very beginning, Randall hit his 1 free throw, didn't miss the second one, and then that was it. They had the lead the rest of the time. So let's discuss this. This is the story of math and game execution. They moved the ball. They swung it around, and eventually when they took their shot, it was they shot almost 45% of the time from the three-point line. Almost 45% of the time from the three-point line. We shot 60 shots inside the arc. 60 inside the arc. So right there, even though we shot almost as well as they did. Now, they shot almost 53% overall, right? But they shot better from the three-point line than they shot inside the three-point line. As you can see right there, they shot 55% overall, and they shot 52.9% overall there. So let me just do this a little quick here. Let me see here. They shot 46% of their shots were three-point shots. 46% were three-point shots. If they shoot a few less three-point shots, they lose this game. We only put up 28 attempts. I've said it many times, and we all know, everyone knows. If you don't put up enough three-point shot attempts, you cannot win in the NBA, no matter how efficient you are inside the arc. Today's game is absolute factual proof of that. Right there. We cooked them in the paint. Cooked them. We were a plus 34 in the paint. Look at that. We doubled them up. We doubled them up in the paint, but we got burned out from the three-point line. They scored. Oh, man. Look at that. They scored. What is that here? They scored like 66 points. 66 points in the three-point line. And we scored 30. So they were a plus 36 from the three-point line. Plus 36. But when you don't swing the ball, when everything's not everything's ISO, but when the majority of your offensive scheme is isolation, then how are you going to get those nice open looks? And then when guys do finally get a look, you have them rushing. Grimes, he's rushing, and Randall just didn't have it tonight. And Brunson, he couldn't connect on any three-pointers tonight. So now let's get to this over here. Oh wait, I want to show you one thing. Talking about the defense. Here we go. Tommy Beer tweeted this out, and he put the video here. So look at RJ here. Randall. This is what I'm talking about. No ball movement. Nothing. We were down 13 at this moment in the game in the second quarter. Look at that. We've seen a lot of great Randall of late. This is the bad Randall. Dribbles a bunch and goes 1-on-2 while teammates watch. Gets blocked, complains, then stands around on defense and gives up another wide-open three-pointer. Then he and Thibs get dueling texts while still complaining. Here it is. He comes over. He's just jogging. Look, why he's down in the paint, I have no idea. He just leaves his man alone, and his man connects wide-open three. That happened to certain degrees very often in the first half. It happened, not as wide open. In the second half, guys did start closing out, and the Knicks made a little run. They closed the third quarter with an 18-6 run and cut the whole deficit from 19 down to 7 points, and then continued that momentum in the fourth quarter, and we cut the deficit down to just 3 with those 3 minutes left. Now I want to show you this. Okay, so this is the first quarter. Before I get to that, I want to show you this because we're on this talking about the fourth quarter here. This is the last 3 minutes and 6 seconds of the game. The Knicks scored 10 points. We scored We scored 10 points. Brooklyn Nets scored 14 points. So we were down 3, and then they added on an additional 4 to their lead. So that's how they finished with the final score, where they were a plus 7. They took 1 field goal attempt less than we did. But they got 2 additional free throw attempts. But they missed 1 of them. Okay? But they took 3 3-point shots and hit all 3. Kyrie hit 2 of them, and Seth Curry, I think that was the one I was talking about, the one that he hit from the corner. So they hit all 3 of the 3-point attempts. We put up only 2 3-point attempts, and it was Randall, who didn't have it tonight, and the other one was Grimes, who also was struggling tonight. Why RJ didn't take a 3? Good question, right? Why didn't Emmanuel Quickly take some 3s? Because they were the ones hitting. Or even Brunson. Brunson's hit like a clutch 3 in the fourth quarter. How come he didn't take it? Because everything's about getting into the paint, getting in there, getting those 2-point buckets, and maybe getting an and one. Well, that strategy doesn't work when you are facing a superior shooting team from the outside, which is what the Brooklyn Nets were today. There it is. The Knicks played well. The Knicks hit on 66.7% of their shots in the last 3 minutes and gave up an additional 4 points. When is Thibs going to wake up and realize that the ball has to keep moving and we have to keep shooting from the outside? That's just the only way that we can win consistently over time. That is just the only way. And I will keep saying it repeatedly over and over again. Look, we didn't even commit a turnover. They did. It was a nice play. It was a nice thing. Actually, it was Brunson who actually forced Kyrie to step out of bounds under their basket there, and we got the ball back. But then they go for a 2-point shot instead of trying to get a 3-point shot. We were down 6 at the time. So it's just understanding where you're at. Even that, look, we even got 2 assists during that. Our paltry assist numbers, we only had 17 assists by this point. And so we got 2 in those last 3 minutes, and they got 2. First quarter, you can see we shot 50%. We shot 4 of 9 from the 3-point line. But we committed 4 turnovers, and that really hurt us. That really hurt us right there. We only ended up with 22 points in that first quarter. And Randall rebounds, only got one board there. But Randall's played the entire first quarter. Grimes played the entire first quarter. That eventually is going to hurt you. Remember in the he did allow Obi to play a straight 10 minutes in the second quarter of the Boston Celtics game. So let's see what happened this time. Nope. Obi played 5 minutes. That's it. Now, he was a -6, so Thibs probably panicked. He's like, oh, I got to get my guy back in there. That helps stop the bleeding. I guess it kind of worked, but the shooting was just atrocious. Deuce missed both of his buckets. He tried to dunk one over Nick Claxton. It would have been such a poster, but instead it was total denial. Total denial. Got to give him credit for giving it a go. Grimes 0 for 2. McBride 0 for 2. Those things are. Where was Jalen Brunson? Did not have a good second quarter. Not a good second quarter. 1 of 3. And did we get to the free throw line? Yeah, we got to the free throw line 4 times. It was Obi and RJ hit. But look at RJ. RJ hit 3 of 7, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. No turnovers for him here. Quickly got a couple turnovers there, and so did Jericho Sims, which is going to happen. Jericho's, like Shwinny Poo said in his tweet, it's a process. It's a learning process right now. He's learning on the job at the moment, and I'm really happy and pleased with what he's been giving us so far. Let's see the third quarter where the Knicks got back into this game. We scored 32 points here, led by R.J. Barrett. Hit all 4 of his buckets. Again, only 1 turnover in that third quarter, which is one of the main reasons why we were able to get back in this game. But Randall, 0 for 2. His 2 attempts were from the 3-point line, and played it the entire third quarter. Again, so did Grimes, so did Brunson. Eventually, like I said before, the minute overload eventually comes home to roost, and it did tonight. I think maybe it actually started in that first quarter, really. That's where it happened. Hartenstein, he was 2 for 2. Those were the 2 floaters. It was a nice play. Brunson had gotten stopped in the paint, and he was able to find Hartenstein for a nice little pass to him, and it was a little floater for him. So that was really sweet, nice move there. The Knicks shot. We shot only 2 of 7 from the 3-point line in that third quarter. But we got 13 rebounds there, but only 3 assists. Only 3 assists. So it was a lot of ISO ball here. Fourth quarter, we scored 34 points. 34 points. And we lose. Not enough. We shoot 63.6% overall in that fourth quarter, but only 1 of 7 from the 3-point line. Again, when you look at this again, you see Quickly, which was only 1 of 3. He's the only one who hit a 3-pointer in the fourth quarter. He played almost the entire fourth quarter, 10 minutes and 46 seconds. So look at how much he played. He played He came in with 4:18 left in the third. Okay, 4:18 left in the third, and played almost 11 minutes. So he played over 15 minutes straight, Emmanuel Quickly. Damn. We need help. We need help on that bench. We need some scoring help on that bench. I hope Leon's been working on that. There's the Grayson Allen discussion. If you didn't watch the pregame show, it was great because I had Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time show and Lee, and we talked about potential trades and stuff. So you should definitely check that pregame show out. Maybe I'll replay it as well. Let's see. Let's go to the final 4 minutes, 3 minutes. I mean, I'm bummed. You know, it would have been nice to have continued that tremendous back-to-back wins that we got from over the Cavs and the Celtics, and gotten one over the Nets. It would have been a really great feather in the Knicks' cap. They could be walking around with pride. And now it's hard too, especially when you're second fiddle in your own city. That's what it feels like when you lose to the Nets, especially without KD out there. So let's hope that this is. Here's the other thing. Reason I'm not panicking, and actually I'm still encouraged. For one, they got themselves back in this game where they could have easily have just packed it up, especially with the lackadaisical defensive effort that they had in that first half. They could have easily just shut it down and gotten blown out. But their pride, they dipped into their pride, and they made a tremendous effort to get back in this game, and they were right there with just 3 minutes left, and it was only a 3-point deficit. Just weren't able to execute towards the very end, and we know why. A lot of it is because of the style of play. You know, when you depend on ISO and you're just getting 2-point buckets, and the other team is swinging the ball around, finding the open guy, penetrating into the paint and spraying it out to the wide open guys, and they hit threes, you're going to lose. So I hope that Thibs looks at this really closely and makes that adjustment. Especially we got the Lakers coming on Tuesday at MSG. LeBron's big game at MSG. He's on the hunt for becoming the all-time point scorer. Kareem is in front of him. He probably will pass him in LA probably in a week or so, maybe just before the All-Star game. I think that's when it's predicted. I will see. So he's probably going to want to have a big game. It's going to be on national television. I think it's going to be on TNT. So you know he's going to come gunning. And there's still a possibility that Anthony Davis might return for that. So if he returns for that, it's going to be a tough game. All these games are tough. They're all tough, but we got to make them tough for the opponent as well. And we have been. As of late. Today was a big disappointment. However, not gonna say it otherwise. It was a bad loss, but it doesn't define the season. I don't think it defines the season. You can't overlook what we were able to do recently. I think that is replicable. Like I said before, our best guy just wasn't his best today. And if Randall had played up to the level that he had been playing, we would have won this game, no doubt. Just like the way Kyrie, he played to the level he has been playing, and then they were able to execute and win. So that's pretty much it. I think we're 3 games over 500 again, in 7th place. Hopefully, next time I talk to you guys, we'll have another W in our win column there. All right, thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please follow me, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share this video. Hit the thumbs up button for me, and definitely drop your comments. I want to hear your thoughts about this game. All right, I will see you around the